You're listening to Femfluence Radio, created for women desiring more influence and affluence and are looking for other women who want the same. I'm your host, Jennifer Kemp, but you can call me Jen. I'm a serial entrepreneur and founder who's built 4 multi-million-dollar companies. I'm also a mom to 3 amazing humans and a wifey to the self-proclaimed slay-at-home dad. Whoa, that makes me tired just saying out loud. On this show, we'll have the real BS-free conversations that every woman wants to have, but no one's talking about with the honesty we deserve. We'll chat on the intersection of too muchness and not enoughness, what aligned success looks and feels like, and what it takes to dismantle old systems, beliefs, and thinking that get in the way of what we really want. If you're an ambitious woman looking for a collective that will support you as you grow into the next level leader you and everyone else knows, likes, and trusts, then stick around because you're already home and amongst friends. Now, let's go build longer tables together. If you want more influence and affluence, creating a personal brand is imperative. And this is true whether you own your own business or you work inside of a company. Think about the most influential people who rise within an organization. I bet you can describe the way they talk, walk, dress, ally with, and projects that they've led, which means they've built a personal brand, one that others consider having influence over people and decisions. Personal branding refers to the process of establishing your public persona for your target audience. It involves carefully and accurately communicating your values, beliefs, goals, and purpose. Today, there are more women in the workplace, but in episodes 1 and 4, we talked about the disparity in pay and opportunities in high-level roles and corner office spots. Now, in the entrepreneurial world, gaining funding for founders and entrepreneurs who fund using revenue, what a concept, and I'll talk about that in a future Femfluence episode, need to build personal brands in order to get known and trusted. The bottom line, when women build their personal brands, they create their own economy, and no outside issue, source, or recession can affect them. And that's what the Femfluence platform is here for, to help you, my friend, get rich and recognized and to get paid to be you. Listen in as I'm going to give you advanced training on this that's very applicable to you in this very moment. Now, for 20 years, I've been helping brands, small and large, to build massive influence with their brand experience. And people are attracted to leaders and business owners who can effectively communicate their ideas and their knowledge on a large scale. That's why your personality becomes so important for your personal brand. Also, building a personal brand helps you control the narrative and how people perceive you, and also helps you with reputation management in times where that helps you create equity that decision makers will reference when deciding to think of and choose you for bigger opportunities. Women especially build massive femfluence by developing a strong personal brand. And in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to do the same. When I was in the corporate world as a fledgling marketing and brand strategist who climbed the ladder faced with a ton of adversity, both internal and external, I picked up some timeless best practices as well as innovated some of my own through testing, iterating, and experimenting internally and externally. And here's the case for building a personal brand from my own personal story. When I left the corporate world in 2006 to start my own company, I left with a dream and a framework that has served me in not just building my personal brand, it's helped me grow 4 companies to beyond 7 figures, employing over 100 people in the process, and has been the way I've consulted luminaries like Queen Oprah's own network, the Steve Harvey brands, Amy Porterfield, and so many other online brands that you probably know and have invested in. It's called the Master Brand Method. And over the next episodes, I'm going to provide a deeper dive with each step so that you can build a personal brand and a business brand if that applies to you, so that you get seen and heard in a more powerful and potent way. For now, let me just explain the pillars of the Master Brand Method. And be sure to listen in on the next episodes so you can get the full training concepts, as well as some additional resources I'm giving to you that I know you'll love and get huge value from. More on that in a minute. So let's go through the pillars of the Master Brand Method. Pillar 1 is called Amplification. Before you can even begin to build your master brand, you must learn how to amplify your own voice, beliefs, and ideas so that you can stand out in a crowded market. Women who overcome the fear of being seen so that you can show up consistently as your most masterful self and enjoy the ride are those that we call master brands. Accessing the 3 factors of amplification, which are courage, attitude, and ownership, is the key. Pillar 2 of the Master Brand Method are archetypes. Now, I have a proprietary method called the Archetype Influence Mix, or the AIM for short. And it's built for women to embody the full power of your personality and positioning in the world. This pillar is also where you learn how to create a more powerful brand story, because storytelling is the heartbeat of influence, and most importantly, bridges your why to their why. Those that know how to use their archetype influence mix with their storytelling become potent femfluencers for sure. And there are 3 parts of your AIM: the dominant, the intrinsic, and the intuitive archetypes, all of which I'll teach you in a couple episodes from now. Pillar number 3 of the Master Brand Method is the audience. Because having the certainty and confidence you need to have the real conversations necessary with the right people to enroll decision makers into your ideas, close sales, and create movements, that all comes with understanding your audience. Knowing them and what they care about will save you so much time and money, it's practically priceless. What could be possible for you if you knew how to read the minds of the people you wanted to help and influence? That one's juicy. Pillar number 4 of the Master Brand Method is aesthetics. Now, a lot of people think of branding as mainly aesthetics, but actually visual branding is only one component of building a brand. Now, to build a quick understanding of who you are and what you stand for, certainly symbols and icons play a huge part in that. So developing a mood board powered by your brand archetype influence mix, remember that's called the AIM, is a great first start to finding the images, colors, and typography you want to be known for. For corporate women, this also applies to your personal style and the way you show up in public. Pillar number 5 is activation, because a personal brand doesn't become a master brand without actually doing something with it. Activation pairs the strategy of your brand with the actual implementation and action steps, using the right how paired with the what and why, so that you can get seen, heard, and paid quicker and with more potency. So just a quick review, because you might be jotting down notes right now and I want to make sure that you get it. The 5 pillars to build your own personal brand are 1, amplification, 2, archetypes, 3, audience, 4, aesthetics, and 5, activation. Now, speaking about activation, also known as action, I have something extra that you can do right now to build your personal brand, something I mentioned at the top of this short episode, and it's called the Paid to Be You workshop, where I teach you how to earn more through upping your influence ethically. And I only teach it live a few times a year. So if you're listening in on this, it might be live right now. So go ahead, check out this link and pick your best time to attend right here. Go to buildyourbrandempire.com/FF. Again, that's buildyourbrandempire.com/FF. And as always, we have an accompanying worksheet to support you with this episode. Based on what you learned that are the pillars of creating a master brand, where do you think you are? I want you to journal what you believe you need to do in these areas, and make sure to tune into our next 5 episodes that deep dive into each one. Because here's the thing about the next episode: managing our mind and mining it for gold is the difference between mediocrity and success. That's where amplification comes in, finding the courage, attitude, and ownership of self necessary to get what we want. In the next episode, I'll share about a time when I had to muster everything inside of me to access amplification. The good news on the other side of it was it turned into my first 8-figure business. And it's kind of crazy looking back, but I know it'll help you too. I'll see you there. Thanks for listening to Femfluence Radio. If you resonated with this episode, please leave us a review and let other women know about it. Remember, we're building longer tables here. Follow us on Instagram at femfluence_official to stay in the conversation, and also visit femfluence.com to sign up and receive things I only give to our listeners and friends. I look forward to our next chat.